Hello, ladies, and welcome back to Sisterland Investors. I'm your host, Elizabeth, and we're here today wishing every single one of you ladies a happy, joyful, rich, lavishly rich, blessed 2026. We are officially in the rising year. These episodes are all about how to elevate ourselves, get our mindset straight, and become better. Episode 83, it's all about the legacy loophole, the simple land strategy that no one has taught us. Thank you for joining us. For those that are new, we're all here to empower ourselves, to elevate our mindset and our investments. So let's talk a little bit about 2026 vibe. We are officially in the 2026 year. It's not another year. This year, we start taking massive, bold action. Every single one of you ladies is ready to better yourself and your family. Ladies, if you've been feeling like the old ways to build wealth, like for example, 9 to 5 grind, the hustle culture, the worn out toilets and tenants and termites and foundation issues related to real estate, you are draining yourself and your spirit, and not just yourself, everyone else that's close around you, because they feel the pull. They feel you like hustling and trying. This episode is your permission slip to stop shrinking and start owning your true worth. Here's a truth that no one taught us. We're taught from a young age to save, not to spend a lot, to budget, not to worry if you have debt, things of that nature. I honestly feel like our parents very lovingly, I know at least mine, and I'm sure every parent out there, because we all love our kids. We do the best with the knowledge that we have to raise our children and to teach them. But if you're anything like me, your parents would tell you save and don't spend it on silly things and get into debt and go to school and do all these things, which are great. I tell my daughter that too. I hope she's not listening to this, because she's going to say, Mom, you preach this to me day in and day out. But the truth is that you have to become curious about how to make the money work for you. And fortunately enough, our parents would take our checks away and they would invest in real estate. They knew real estate it has its ups and downs, but eventually over time it would go up. And they knew we didn't need another check to go to Miami or go spend it in the Caribbean. So they were very intentional about taking our checks since we were young. Yes, we lived at home before we got married. We stayed at home, and she would take our checks and save the money and purchase her first real estate property. And even though my daughter doesn't know that I'm doing the same thing, like she works for me and I save the money, and yes, I give her spending money. I'm not that rude of a mom. I give her spending money, but we save a lot of money. Well, by now she knows. And we save the money and we invest. She is like a private investor without her knowing. Again, who is the one that manipulates the money? It's moms. We need to take control and not spend it all on Starbucks, not all on Lululemon, not all on Sephora. If you're a mom nowadays that I'm speaking to, you know what I'm talking about. So take some of that money and save it for them, because otherwise these little girls and boys, they'll go off and spend it on things that they think they need, but they don't need. And then that thing that they buy, the Lululemon or the Starbucks, is not going to give them a return on investment in 5, 10 years. So we want to be very deliberate with what percentage goes to them for them to just throw away, basically. The other percent, even if it's as small as 5% or 10% of a dollar, going towards savings. So be very intentional. The world is louder than ever with the AI noise. I know everyone's hearing it. If you're here listening to me, wherever you're listening to me, you are listening to a lot of noise. I hear it with moms when I gather in conversations, like they're scared about the future for their kids, etc. The wild markets, the financial signals changing every minute. Like, what's going to happen? We're here to cut through that noise. I'm here to kind of direct your energies and your time and what you consume to something purposely. Because regardless of what happens, we as moms have to take the initiative to build something for our families. We as moms have to take the initiative to set up the foundation for whatever happens, that they have a foundation to lean on. And that foundation starts with earth, dirt. Ladies, AI, again, if you haven't heard the other podcasts, need a lot of land to run. They need the land. And this is something that people don't talk about. No one talks about it, which is good for you and for me, because if they're not talking about it, they're not aware of it, they're not purchasing it to invest in the future. Today, we'll be revealing the legacy loophole, a strategy that makes land ownership the safest, the simplest, and the most scalable asset in 2026 portfolio. This isn't a hype. It isn't a speculation. It isn't a trend. Land has been here since Earth's been here. So you know it's not going anywhere. It's a calm capital. It's identity transformation. Like, we have to change the way we see ourselves. I talk to a lot of moms that, oh, I'm just a stay at home mom. No, you're not just a stay at home mom. You do a lot. You're building the mindset for these kids to be the people, the citizens of the future. So make sure you start with the mindset first. If you are a stay at home mom, invest all you can on that. I promise you will not regret it. It'll give you the biggest return of investment, and then invest in real estate. Physical ownership that lasts long after we're gone. That's the land. And also the mindset that you give, the kids inherit from you. So if you're ready to think bigger, lean in, sisters, because this episode could change how you build wealth. The Save Ultimate Hedge Against Digital Volatility. 2026, we are swimming in digital assets. Every stock spike on sentiments, crypto swings on tweets. The economy feels digitized, right? The economy just feels, for a lot of you, uncertain. None of us are sure what's going to happen, but there's one asset class that the world cannot delete. They cannot delete. They can't push a button. They can't take it off Wi-Fi. They cannot disconnect it from satellites. Nothing can touch this. And this is land. It's earth. It's where we walk on, what we drive on, what we play, where our hospitals, our homes lay on. It's land. We are on land. No one could delete that. No one could touch it. You can't unplug it from Wi-Fi. Land is land. And this is the asset that everyone overlooks, which is great for us ladies, because while everyone's busy learning about AI, which is good, you should go learn AI, but try to learn more about what people are not talking about. When people are not talking about something, that is your clue that that's something you lean into. I know a lot of people get scared to lean into something that they never heard of, or they've never seen, or they don't have a lot of people to ask about because it feels uncertain. But let me tell you, schools, churches, businesses, hospitals, your home, everything's on land. Why is this land the ultimate hedge in 2026? Does anyone know why? Like we said, you cannot delete dirt. You cannot hack an acre. You cannot automate it into oblivion, right? Land is finite, it's real, and it's immune to digital volatility, ladies, which is again great for us. In the age of flashing tickers, AI trades, land stays put, steady, calm, and grounded. And here's the best part. When you buy the land with low leverage, or better yet, debt free, you eliminate the biggest risk most investors never even see coming. This is what I call save capital, calm capital, a foundation that doesn't shake when the market does. Again, for those ladies that are new here that haven't heard it, there's no management for land. It's simple and it's so safe. Well, let's talk a little bit about the simplicity, because it's also a strategy. The reason why we invest in land, for those that are new ladies, you new ladies here, why we invest in land? Well, one, land, you need it for everything, to build roads, to build hospitals, to build schools, churches, subdivisions, etc. But also, there's no toilets, no tenants, and no midnight maintenance calls, foundation issues, etc. I could go on what buildings they could call you for in the middle of the night, or call whoever's helping you with this in the middle of the night. We step into something I call no-tenant portfolio. It's real assets without managing headcounts or any headaches, right? And where women are dominating, at least the ones in our little group, is the seller finance. They love the seller finance. I do too. Becoming the bank. I think if you haven't heard those other podcasts, Becoming the Bank is like the one that we all love the most. Why? Because it's less hassle. You don't have to go out looking. You don't have to talk to too much to leads and do all that research in advance. You just hand over your money and then you get a return of investment with the interest. So go listen to those. A lot of you women love it. I know you've been asking a lot about that. And if you stay tuned for 2026, we're giving opportunities for other professional women because we're hearing you. We get the calls, we get the emails of women that are physicians, attorneys, that are investors in stocks. And they're like, what do I do? They don't want to pay too much in taxes and they get big returns in their businesses. They're starting to invest in land and you get a nice interest rate back. It's backed up by real estate. So a lot of you ladies absolutely loved it. We're listening, we're hearing you, and stay tuned because 2026 has a lot in store for those lady bankers that we all love to be. So you buy the land below market value, you hold it strategically. Again, this is not a quick get rich. If you hold it, it'll go up in value over time. But if you need to sell it, if you buy it under market, you can turn around, flip it, and make a nice return. And then you sell it with monthly payments and interest for those that like to do seller finance. So there's many ways in the land investment journey that you can niche down. We try to do them all because that's what we like. We have some investments, some seller finance. We're the bank, we're the private lender, so etc. You want to have different venues. You don't want to just put everything in one, but start off with one. I always tell the people that are just joining you that don't know, partner up with other ladies in our community. Learn from us, learn from other ladies here, and then you'll figure out which is your cup of tea. You're no longer just selling the land, you're creating passive cash flow for those ladies that are not flipping. So yes, we do use AI. It helps us. We screen the parcels with the AI. We can see what is ag exempt, what is an ag exempt, what's in city limits, what it's zoned to. So AI is very helpful and I love AI. Don't get me wrong. I love AI, but I do not till this day, not yet. I'm not saying never, never say never. Have we used AI to automate calls? We take all our calls. If we have to hire more people, we'll hire more people. I just feel like the touch and sound of a motherly voice, a nurturing voice, a caring voice on the other side of the phone goes a long ways versus a machine. And yes, I've seen a lot of machines like people, other companies have come up to us and say, well, we can make Sally sound very human like. You put all the characteristics and it does. It's kind of scary, but we haven't gotten there yet. We may move in there. I don't know, but I just still love talking to my people and hearing them out. And fortunately enough, I do have the time. I have the time when the kids are at school. I have the time to do that. And I love talking to people. So I haven't outsourced that yet. So Sally could wait a little bit longer. Our AIs do verify access, utilities, they check zoning, comps. That's a big one to comp out what's in that area in the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year to 2 years. It analyzes deals for us, like what sold, what hasn't sold, the price range for acreage. So it's very useful for that. I love it. Where people are, moving into what's growing, what isn't growing, things of that nature. We do use AI for that. So I absolutely love it. And again, AI needs land to run its data center. It needs a lot of land to run its data center. So these AI people will come to you and offer you money for land. So all this data research and everything is all done before we even write an offer. And AI has picked up a lot of that heavy lifting. It's picked up a lot of that heavy machinery or work that we do. It used to take us, a day or two. Now it takes us maybe 4 hours or less. For a lot of us, it's less. It's very simple. It's very easy. We love it. And we use it for those reasons. So we are not landlords anymore. We're landowners. And there's a huge difference in the quality of your sleep. Once you understand owning land just makes you feel a lot safer and calm and you can sleep better at night. It's huge. When you are a landowner and you're like leasing it out for the cows to make the meat the steaks that you love to eat on the weekend. So leasing it out to the chickens because your son loves to eat chickens or eggs, whatever. You're leasing it out to farmers, to ranchers, or to RV parks. but owning the dirt underneath is huge. You just sleep better, you feel better, you know you could sell if you have to, and hopefully you never ever have to. Hopefully you could hold on to it to give it to your kids and grandkids in the future, but it's there and it's making you money while you're owning it. So that's what I love about it. Land is very scalable. The divide and conquer method, let's go over that real quick, okay? If safe gives you the foundation, which it is safe, and simple, which it is simple, gives us peace of mind, then scalable gives us your expansion. This is what we adore. Here's where smart land investing ladies become multi-generational income earners. The strategy is simple. You buy a 20-acre parcel or larger and you identify the legacy traits. For example, land with utilities, natural beauties, a pond, I don't know, close to the lake where people could go fishing or could go riding their boats, close to a subdivision. Maybe you can make a subdivision. There's so much you could do with to make a beautiful community. And if you haven't heard, we did our first subdivide last year. It was amazing. I loved it. So yes, it's out there. I love it. There's people living in our subdivision. We sold it, most of it by the end of December. So we ended the year very strong in 2025. So you can subdivide it as small as 2 acres. That's what we did, or as big as 10 to 20 acres. The biggest one, I think it was 5 acres, and the smallest one was 2 acres. So in between those two, because a lot of people wanted to keep their ag exempt, which I completely get. And if you're going to have bees, if you're going to have cows grazing or chickens out there, whatever you decide to have out there, you should have the ag exemption. So why does it work? Because in 2026, the modern lifestyle buyer wants space and simplicity. We all want that space and simplicity. So 2026, it does work just for those two reasons. It's a quiet retreat or out in nature, room to breathe, options for tiny homes or RV spaces or a cabin or a weekend getaway. These people are not looking for crowd strips like malls or multi-unit buildings or skyscrapers. They want a land lifestyle. It's very intentional on who wants these properties. And a lot of people just want it for a weekend getaway. And when you subdivide a large acreage into smaller ones, that's a lifestyle you're going to pocket. You unlock profits without ever increasing your workload. And I'm telling you, I thought it was going to be hard. It did take time. It For us, it took 8 months to a year. It takes time, so it's not a quick get rich. We priced it so it could sell quick. So we weren't, I mean, when we sold the first two, that's when we made all our profit, all our money back, and then everything else was a profit. So again, you don't want to be too greedy. The loophole. Okay, so finally we arrived to the loophole. What no one taught us. Now we get to the heart of today's episode. I know I like to talk. I apologize. The legacy loophole. Here we are. No one taught us about the legacy loophole, but I'm going to talk about it right now. This is a financial magic that no one ever taught us women, especially. Number one, the step up in basis. The step up in basis. Land is a dream asset for legacy because when it transfers to your heirs, they often get a step up in basis. So these are the things that they don't teach us, that no one talks about. But land is a dream asset for legacy because when it is transferred to your heirs, to your kids or grandkids, it's often a step up in basis. That means that the land is revalued at today's market value. So let's say, for example, my parents bought it back 20 acres 20 years ago for 30,000, crazy example. And now it's worth 200,000. It goes up in value. Not what you originally paid for, but much, much more. So there's a gap, which can eliminate capital gain taxes on future sales. That's the ultimate transfer move, ladies. It is not a hype. It is not a loophole in sneaky sense. It's a very strategical advantage and you have to be strategic about it. Number two, seller finance as a passive income. Again, we spoke a little bit about it. You want to purchase a property outright yourself. When you turn around and sell it, you're the bank. So for example, let's say you don't need the cash, but you want to sell it today. You could do a seller finance for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You set the terms, the monthly income, the principal payments, interest, payable cash flow. All that is another way that you could get around this. There's many loopholes. So this one land deal could give you income monthly for the next 5, 15, 20 years. This isn't speculation. This is a strategic cash flow without any management, without you doing anything. They can upkeep it. They could improve it, which a lot of people do, ladies. This is what I love the most. They'll start clearing it, putting a driveway in, putting septic, putting a well, putting electricity. The people that own it want to make it their home, and they start investing money into this piece of property, and that causes the value to go up without you even doing anything. Number 3, the other thing you could do, another little loophole you could do with your land, a 1031 exchange for land. Now listen to this, ladies. In 2026, the tax code still allows, in many cases, for the 1031 exchange to defer capital gains when you trade up properties. So you could sell a smaller parcel for a bigger acreage. You don't pay capital gains, and you can roll it into a larger land estate without paying Uncle Sam today. So this is exactly what most of us investors do. I know a lot of the people that we work with, that's what they do. They start selling their homes that they invested in and turn around and purchasing land. They roll it into a 1031. Again, if you need more information, feel free to reach out. We could go over this because I've gotten a lot of interest on that too. And that's compound muscle for your capital. And right here, in combining seller finance, legacy stepping, and the 1031 strategy is what I call the legacy loophole. And right here, combining the seller finance, legacy stepping, and the 1031 strategy, that's exactly what I call the legacy loophole. They taught us to save pennies, to save it in your 401k, to save it in your savings account, etc. But they did not teach us how to create a business entity using Earth itself. It's extremely simple, and everyone overlooks it. I know when I first heard land investing, buying dirt, I was like, I get it. I was there once, so you should try it. Finally, you're rising your call to action. Here's the truth, ladies. 2026 is a year of the women who refuse to stay small. We all refuse to stay small. Land is not just dirt. It is a lifestyle land, calm capital, identity transformation, that no-tenant portfolio, protect due diligence. It is lifestyle land, calm capital. It is for sure an identity transformation. It is a no-tenant portfolio, the protect due diligence. It is a physical footprint for not only your legacy, but your family's legacy. And your legacy doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Nobody cares if you're ready or not. You have to claim it and begin taking action today. So here's your action steps, ladies. Are you ready for 2026? All you have to do is just follow us. Follow us, become part of the community, learn, talk to other ladies in the community to invest. All my sisters, my daughters here, join the community, follow us, share whatever you like, share, write it down. Is that got what you got out of this, a golden nugget? And stay bold, stay intentional. And remember that land isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to claim it. See you in the next episode, ladies. Thank you for being with us, and let us know what was the golden nugget that you got out of this. I love you and see you soon.